every single 10:30 service on YouTube from anyone. View it, share it, please do. You can find that link at the bottom on our website. But today, we are so thrilled to have April Flaten. And April is a communication and confidence coach. Whether you're talking to yourself in the mirror during the morning routine, setting plans with your loved ones, or emailing an important message to your work team, the words we use every day have a direct impact on our lives, for better or for worse. April guides her clients to turning limiting beliefs and obstacles into opportunities. She teaches her clients how to brainstorm racing thoughts and confusion into confidence and clarity. You'll learn how to use your words intentionally to build a bulletproof mindset and crush your goals. April coaches people one-on-one and leads corporate workshops where people learn to empower themselves. And I do want to collect on something that last time you were here was left in your bio, because it really spoke to me, where you said, if the words I'm thankful for aren't making you feel grateful, if your affirmations are feeling like empty words, if your gratitude vanishes at the first stress of the day, let honesty check in with ourselves and the situation. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome April Flaten.
Thank you so much, Neil, for that introduction. Much appreciated. I'm glad those words resonated with you. So, hi, everybody. I've got a gym story for you to start off. So my goals in the gym these days are all about building strength. I like lifting weights. So I'm in the gym. I want to build strength and get strong. And it was Thursday. And the day before, I had wanted to do some squats, but I didn't have time. So I was like, well, I'll just do them today. So I get into the gym, and I'm warming up, getting my mobility done so I can move well through my workout and my squats that day. Start doing my warm-up reps, lighter weights, feeling good as I get going. And then, I start adding weight. So I add weight and I do another set. I'm like, okay, I feel all right. Add a little bit more weight, get up into my next set. I'm like getting towards my working sets. And so there's a difference between your warm-up sets, which are a little bit lighter, and then your working sets, which are a little bit heavier. So I'm working up into those slightly heavier weights. So I do my first slightly heavier weight, and I get through my set, and I'm like, okay, I feel all right. Add some more weight, do my next set. Of course, I'm listening to my body, and I'm warming up as I feel good. I do my next set. I'm like, that feels heavier than I want it to, heavier than I think it should in the moment. I'm like, okay, I'm still feeling pretty good. I'll add a little bit more. Get to my next set. Do another set. And I was like, why is this weight feeling heavy? Why? I wish it didn't feel as heavy as it did. I'm up at, 135, 145 on my back squat here, and I start thinking about when this weight didn't feel as heavy to me. And that was like 5 or 6 years ago, and I was lifting a lot more, and I was like, I just wish I was back there where I used to be. And it's at this point in my workout and in my reflection that I realize I'm literally comparing 5 years ago me to today me. I'm looking in the mirror, and I'm wishing that 5 years ago me was looking back out at myself. But instead, it's today me. And I'm like, wait a second. I really like today me. She's awesome, right? And so I'm reflecting, and I'm like, if I continue to compare myself to 5 years ago me, then something's not connecting, right? And these two people, 5 years ago me and today me, are two very different people for so many different reasons. Mostly good, I would say. I've grown and evolved a lot. And here's the thing though, if I had kept wishing and longing to see 5 years ago me, then I wouldn't be able to see who I am now. Isn't that what reflections are for? So that we can see ourselves, so that I can see me and who I am, so that you all can see yourselves, who you are today, so that you can understand yourself better and more deeply and understand your capabilities and what you want to create with those. Isn't that what reflections are for? So sure, 5 years ago me, yeah, I could lift more weights back then. Great, she was strong, she's a strong woman back then, she was badass. But today me, yeah, I'm still strong. Here's the thing though, 5 years ago me also was aimless and lost and didn't know what to do with herself or her career or how to stand up for herself. And she was also lifting heavy weights. But today me, yeah, I can still lift weights. I'm still strong. I still feel good about that. And again, I've changed and evolved and grown in those last 5 years as well. So, I've started a business. I've coached people and impacted people in lots of cool ways. And I've learned so much more about myself. And again, what I can create and what I want to do moving forward. And so on the note of positive reflections for today and for this month, as I reflect on myself today and myself 5 years ago, I find I've got a lot of things to celebrate, right? So if you're looking for a positive reflection for yourself, why don't we start by celebrating something about ourselves? Sound like a good idea? So as I go through today, I'm going to give you all some visualizations to think about. And let's start doing that right now. Because I would love for everybody to take some time as we're chatting to do some visualizations and some positive reflections for yourself. And I'd like to share some techniques to do that. So let's get started. A great way to celebrate yourself is think about the last cool thing that you did that you're really proud of. What are you really proud of? Maybe you did it, maybe you achieved something in the last month. Maybe it was 6 months ago. You could go further back if you wanted. You could go in the last year, 2 years, 5 years. What's something that you're really proud of that you want to celebrate? And I tell you, everybody, it could be the smallest thing. It could be small and tiny, and that's great. That's still something to celebrate. I literally have 3 words on my wrist, and it says, the little things, okay? Because I got this as a reminder for myself that if I can pick one thing, even if it's a little thing every day, and celebrate it or enjoy it, then it's been a good day. So on that note, what are you really proud of? Let's do this for a moment. Let's close our eyes. Think about that thing that you're really proud of. I hear a couple of deep breaths happening already. That's exactly where we're going. So let's all take a deep breath in together. Another thing to think about, just something positive about yourself that you really like. Take a deep breath in. See that piece of yourself, that part of yourself, that win in your mind. Okay? Now, if any part of you is saying, oh, it's not that big of a deal, stop. That's the thing I want you to celebrate. Because again, size of the win doesn't matter. We're going to celebrate you anyway. Okay? Let's take another big, deep breath in. Very cool. So keep that in your mind. You can open your eyes if you want. Keep marinating on your win. And I want to share a little win of my own as an example, right? I'm actually really excited to tell you guys about my win. And again, yes, it's a small win, but let me clarify. It's not a small win. It's a simple win. And let me get into it. My win is that I've started doing art again. I had stopped because I thought I didn't have time for it. I thought it wasn't important enough for me to really. And I just gotten away from it. And so recently I just got out my artistic things. I've got all kinds of artistic things. Paints, pens, mixed media stuff. I love it. Okay. So my win is literally, I'm doing my art again. And it feels good. It just felt really good to start doing that again. And so again, reflecting, right? I'm reflecting on this win and I'm thinking, what does this win mean about me? Okay. I came up with two things. First thing is that I listened to myself and followed a good feeling. So there's another example of a reflection is that you're listening to yourself, right? Again, we can see ourselves, we can also listen to ourselves to find that reflection. And so, again, my win of I'm doing my art again means that I can listen to myself and follow a good feeling. And what that did for me, as soon as I let myself follow that feeling, it opened up so many other ideas and opportunities. It's like I opened the floodgates on my creativity and it just started flowing. I thought of all kinds of things. So that's the first thing that my win means about me. And then the second thing is that I was able to see myself doing art again, and that gave me the courage to let other people see me doing that. Okay? I saw me, so I could then let other people see me too. And that was a really powerful reflection for myself. So let's go in that direction now. Everybody close your eyes again. Come back into that win that you were just thinking about a moment ago. Let's breathe with it. Let's go 2 deep breaths. Everybody breathe in and out. Breathe in again and out. Now let's ask yourself, what does this win mean about me? Let's breathe again. Whatever you're coming up with in your mind, say it to yourself one more time and breathe. Keep marinating on that. Because when you find a win, no matter how big or small, no matter what you find in yourself that you like, take a moment to celebrate it. And yeah, you can celebrate it by going out to reward yourself, treat yourself. Great. Also, take it to heart that you got a win, that you're enjoying and loving and celebrating yourself and looking in the mirror and the person looking back at you, you're like, you're a cool person. Okay? Celebrate that and take it to heart. Because what this does is it takes your win, or it takes this thing that you like about yourself, and it amplifies it. It makes it bigger. It makes it easier to see that part of you. It gives you, it's like taking your mental Windex and a rag and cleaning off that mirror so you can see yourself better. Okay? Another bonus thing that you get when you celebrate wins is that you can start to gather evidence of your awesomeness. Okay? And if you have this evidence of I did this thing and I did it really well and it means that I'm an awesome person, then you have this piece of evidence and you can be like, if I did that once, I can do it again, right? Or 2 more times, or 8 more times. That's something that you like about it. Keep doing it, okay? Let's, one more time, close your eyes. See yourself winning. Tell yourself exactly what that means about you. And let your win sink in. Great job. Now, maybe you've been listening so far and you've been struggling to come up with something that you're like, it's a win, or that's something that I like about myself. And if that's you, that's okay. To be honest, I really, truly believe that we don't take enough time to do this for ourselves, nor is it often taught or encouraged, at least in my experience. This was a skill I had to practice and develop, is celebrating my wins. And it has nothing to do with being cocky or arrogant. That's something else. This is you and you seeing you for all that you are. This is knowing that you can create the person that you want to be and move forward from that. And so when I hear or when I see people saying, oh, it's not that big of a deal, or I don't want to be cocky or arrogant, or any type of negative self-talk, this thought always pops up in my head. And the thought is, if we could only see ourselves the way our biggest admirers and our closest loved ones could see us, wouldn't that be a gift? I'm going to say it again. If you could see yourself the way your biggest admirer or your closest loved one could see you, what a gift that would be. So let's go in that direction now. Another technique to find a positive reflection about yourself. Okay? So start thinking, who's closest to me? And what do they like about me? Or even like the last time someone gave you a compliment, something like that. I've got another story as an example here. And bear with me, because it's a story about when I used to be part of a travel MLM. But don't worry, I'm not here for that today. But it was just part of the story. So yeah, I used to be part of a travel MLM. They sold travel packages, all kinds of stuff like that. I'm no longer part of that. But when I started doing it, I thought it was a good idea. So I was going to try to get into it. So one day, I'm chatting with my friend. I was like, let's go grab coffee and catch up. And I want to tell you about this cool thing that I just found, which is, of course, what they all tell you to do. But yeah, so we meet at Starbucks. We start chatting. We catch up. And I'm like, oh, can I tell you about my cool thing that I just learned about? And I get really excited, and I get really passionate and animated, and show over the video that they tell you to show them. And I'm very excited about it, even though, like, internally, I'm still kind of skeptical, like, not sure if it's going to work for me at all, and doubting myself a little bit. But I showed this excitement and this outwardness and this passion about it. And so I show it to her, and she's like, that's cool. It's not for me, but that's cool. I can tell how excited you are about it, and you're very passionate, and that's really cool. And I can tell how successful you're going to be because you're really passionate about this. I don't want it, but you're going to be successful. And I was taken aback at that. Not because she didn't want to join, because I wasn't surprised about that at all, but because of her comment of, I can see how passionate you are. I can see you succeeding. That's what stood out to me. Because at that moment, I couldn't see that in myself. So the reflection here is that I was shining something, and she was the mirror that reflected that light, that brilliance back onto me, so that I could see it in myself as well. So let's do another visualization. Let's close our eyes. We're stacking up wins here, team. We're just stacking them up, okay? Think about who's closest to you. And if you asked them, what do you see in me? What do you love about me? What am I really good at? Everybody take a deep breath. Another way you could look at this is the last time someone gave you a compliment. We're going to take this in instead of brushing it off. What's the last compliment someone gave you? Breathe in. And breathe out. Here's another direction you could take. The last time you gave someone else a compliment. If you can see something positive, something good, something to compliment in someone else, can you see something like that in yourself as well? Everybody breathe in. Another idea. What do you wish people could see in you? What do you want people to be able to see in you? Oh, I wish people could see how hard I work. Wish people could see how nice I am. I wish people could see how smart I am. All you're going to do is replace the word people with the word I. I wish I could see how smart I am. I can see how smart I am. Everybody take a big deep breath in. Whatever resonated with you the most, loved ones seeing you, someone complimenting you, you complimenting someone else and turning it back onto yourself, or again, wishing you could see you better. Close your eyes and see yourself doing that. One more breath. We're just searching in our lives right now for more opportunities to see ourselves better, to see ourselves the way we want to see ourselves. And you're taking that part of you that someone else saw, and you're making it bigger. Because if that gets bigger, might not be as much room for other stuff that's less important. I'll say it again, one more time. When you can see yourself the way your biggest admirer, the way your closest loved one can see you. Well, that sounds like empowerment and confidence to me. And it's a skill to practice, y'all. I'm a coach. You guys, Neil shared with y'all that I'm a coach. If you've been here before, you know I coach people on stuff like this. There's a couple of techniques to find those parts of you that you want to amplify, okay? Yeah. Did everybody find something about themselves that they want to amplify as we've been going along? You can just nod. So again, in this last visualization, you're figuring out how to be your own biggest fan instead of your own worst enemy, right? I mean, if I had continued to search for and long for 5 years ago me in the mirror, I would have become my own worst enemy. I don't know about you guys, but when an enemy shows up to me, I want to do one of three things: fight, run away, or freeze and hide, okay? And that sounds exhausting. So if you're looking into the mirror and seeing an enemy, let's switch that around. And instead, how can we see ourselves? How can we celebrate, like exactly what we've been doing today? Celebrate yourself. Choose to see the parts of you that you love instead of other parts, okay? It's a skill to keep practicing. So yeah, keep practicing seeing those parts of you that you love. And like I said, when my friend reflected back onto me the light that I had shown, it made everything brighter. And I could take that part of me that I knew and that she valued. And then I was like, well, I actually value excitement and passion as well. And now I can apply it to whatever I want. I can bring that same skill, that same value to other things as well. And so again, if you're seeing an enemy and your initial reaction is to fight, flight, or freeze, one of the things you can do at this point is just be aware of it. Oh, I'm seeing myself as an enemy. Wait, I actually want to be my friend. And then pick Pick a win, pick a compliment, pick a part about yourself that you love. Just blow it up a little bit so you can see that part of you better. Because if I had spent so much time trying to be my own worst enemy, then I wouldn't have time for things that are important for me, like compassion, connection, community, and then celebration as well. If we set those other things aside, then we can make room for the things that matter more. The more we reflect on those, the bigger they become. Because if you shine a light into a mirror, it makes everything brighter, right? So now today, I see myself a whole lot differently than I did 5 years ago. Does anybody else feel the same way? Like, 5 years ago, maybe it was way different. And you can look at this in a couple of different ways too. You can look at this as, well, there are parts of me 5 years ago that I did like. You can say, okay, if I like those parts of me then and I did that then, what can I implement today that I really like and bring those parts forward, let everything else go. And that's what I've done with my weightlifting. I love weightlifting and I love feeling strong. I'm going to bring that forward with me. I'm going to let all the rest of the insecurities go. And in doing that, what I've done is I've understood more about myself and what I can do to create what I want now and moving forward. Because 5 years from now, me is also going to be much different. So this habit of reflecting and seeing your wins and celebrating yourself, it's going to help you know what to take forward with you. And so it's a little bit of a shorter chat with you all today, but let's finish up with another visualization. And it's really all going to be about you seeing yourself more clearly and taking everything that you've seen in our visualization so far and seeing it in your mind again. So again, think about this as getting out your mental Windex and cleaning off that mirror, okay? Let's close our eyes. Let's take a few deep breaths. Breathe in again. Here are the 2 visualizations that I came up with. You pick whichever one you like best. Number 1, you are the hero of your own story. I personally like this one because you can make yourself at the center of your own adventure. Sounds really fun to me. Here's the other one. In your mind's eye, see yourself looking into a mirror. And that person looking back out with you, at you, is the person that is going to celebrate your wins. The person that is going to give you those compliments. It's the person that is going to see you the way you want to see you. And guess who that person is? It's you, right? Ready to take a big deep breath in. So if you're in the hero of your own story, what's that hero doing? What's that hero leading? What is the strength that you as the hero have? What brilliance are you showing? Same thing with that mirror visualization. What strengths is that reflection showing you? What brilliance is that reflection showing you? Maybe that reflection is a previous version of you. They've got the foam finger and the like streamers and pom-poms, and they're cheering you on all day. Right? Or maybe in the quest of the hero of your own adventure, maybe you've got this entourage, like just straight up J.R. Tolkien style of people walking with you. And again, all those people are you. You are your own entourage supporting yourself in this reflection. Take a big deep breath in. And another one. as you're seeing yourself at the center of your story, as you're seeing yourself looking back out at you. What does that mean about yourself, what you want, your capabilities, and what you're going to be able to create? You have all the tools. They're all there. Sometimes it's easy to forget about them, or we let them go. And then we're reminded by a reflection. Maybe you realize it sometime on your own, or maybe it's reflected back to you by another person. We're going to take a big deep breath in. You are your own biggest fan. You are your entourage and support system. You are worthy of celebrating every part of you and amplifying those parts of you that you love the most. Three more big deep breaths together, team. Let your wins sink in. Let that positive reflection shine brightly. And may your celebration of yourself carry you forward. If you'd like, you can open your eyes. Thank you guys very much. I had a ton of fun talking about positive reflections with you all. We have a question?
No, I have an idea that I'd like to add.
Okay. Do you want to wait till Neil gets up there
Yeah,
with
Ruben,
you?
let's get you on the audio.
Fits in with the rest.
Totally.
As people get older and so on, and sometimes not even when you're getting older, you'll hear things like from the doctor, like how many times, or the nurse, how many times have you fallen? And I've gotten used to this response: I don't fall. Why are you expecting me to fall?
Oh, yeah.
There's no reason why you should be.
Uh-huh.
And then the doctor tells me, well, when you get older, you will get up, 10 times the night to go to the bathroom. I don't.
Okay.
So, we're just bombarded with this negative stuff, and especially if you're getting older.
Uh-huh.
No, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to get sick.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get whatever,
Yeah.
And let's see ourselves as healthy and not falling and not doing those things. Now, if
Yes.
you do fall, fine, but you don't have to.
Right.
The point is you don't have to.
Yeah.
The point is your goal is to be healthy
Yep.
and not have cataracts or whatever, all those things that they expect from us.
Yeah.
Don't expect that from us.
Yep.
Expect us to be healthy.
Yep.
So that's my message.
Love it. It absolutely fits. Thank you.
That's great, Ruben. You're right.
Yeah, thank
And I don't
you.
get sick because I tell myself I don't get sick.
There you go.
I get other things.
I stay healthy. Yeah.
And we do have time for questions if everybody
Yeah,
has
I'm
them.
happy to
I've
take
got
some
one, though. What
questions.
additional tools might you use to help stop negative reflections or whatever?
Good
It happens
question.
all the time. What are some simple things?
Yeah, I think the first tool to have is awareness. And this is a tool and a skill that takes practice. And recognizing what those negative thoughts are and when they show up for you. Look, and there's patterns that you can look for in your language and words, because if you've been to some of my Sunday speakers before, I talk about words and language a lot. And so there are certain patterns like I can't do this, or I don't want that, or don't expect X, Y, Z. Instead, what should we expect, right? Or the shoulds and the comparisons, like I talked about comparisons, things like that. If we find patterns that keep cropping up, maybe I'll share another experience. For me, some of those negative thought patterns showed up at the gym pretty regularly. And it took some practice to be able to recognize that, when I'm at the gym, these negative thought patterns come up. So now, with that awareness, I have the ability to change it, and I can go in a different way. So my answer to that in simplicity is think about your thinking. And is it helping you or hurting you? Did that answer your question there, Neil?
It did. Thank you.
Cool. My pleasure. Yeah.
You keep talking about going to the gym, and I think I know what you're talking about. I have to lose 10 pounds. I always look at myself as I have to lose weight.
Okay.
And whenever I'm at the gym, it's like, I'm not doing this enough. I'm not doing that enough. So my emotional self-image is never good.
Gotcha.
What are your techniques for doing that, for getting over those things? Like, you're not lifting heavy enough weights, or you're not running fast enough, or whatever.
Gotcha.
And you're still overweight.
Gotcha.
And you get discouraged and you stop going.
So, what to do when those things come up? What I'm hearing, based on what you're sharing, is that there's some comparison happening. Is that accurate? Okay. So this is a great question because it goes right back into reflection, right? So you mentioned a couple things. I'm not doing this. I'm not running fast enough. I'm not lifting whatever I need to be. Oh, I'm not going often enough. Okay. So sometimes reflections are reality checks. Okay, which it helps to breathe when we get a reality check, because sometimes it can be a little bit scary. And instead of the comparison of I'm not doing enough, reflect instead on what you are doing or what you do want, right? Because again, what comparisons do is they pull our attention away from, again, where we're at now or what we want, and they focus us only on, I can't do this, I'm not doing that, I'm not enough. Your focus is only here instead of your focus on, well, this is my goal. I do want to be more consistent. I do want to ask for help. Does that make sense? So you're going from what you don't want and what you're comparing yourself to back onto yourself. So perfect fit into reflections today is you're reflecting, I know what I want, I can take this step and I can move forward here. And that's your focus. Did that help? And that's the start, really. But you can, again, just look for those patterns that are taking your focus away from yourself. That's what I have for that. I'm happy to talk more afterwards, too. Yeah. So, yes, I love going to the gym. I'm a fitness coach, too. So, yeah. Does anybody else have questions or comments? I'm happy to. We have a little bit of time. Okay, yeah. Or we can wrap it up.
We can wrap it up and sing. We can ask more questions. We've got a wonderful person here that is.
And I'll hang out afterwards too if you want to talk individually. So, yeah.
Wonderful.
We need the cricket sound effect. Yeah.
Well, thank you, April. Please give it up
Thank you all
for
for
Miss
listening.
April Flaten. And it is fun to talk about this stuff and how to break patterns and how to. We struggle with this all the time. And I think each speaker like yourself has helped myself and other people slowly gain a little bit more personal reflection and stuff like that. So thank you so much, April. We sure appreciate that. And welcome again to Lake Harriet. This is our building. This is our stuff, and we get to support it with your help and with your donations and all that we do. So this is the time when we would remind you that the building don't take care of itself, and we do so love your support. And give what you can, give of your time, give anything. There's all kinds of opportunities in the community, and we're so grateful to have you here. And Gary might put us into offertory with some music.
Enter the night and you'll find the light that will carry you to your dreams. Enter the night, let your spirit take flight, the field of infinite possibility. On the longest night we search for the light, and we find it deep within. Open your eyes to embrace what is wise, and see the light of your own soul shining. And enter the night, and you'll find the light let your spirit take flight. The field of infinite possibility. Wrap up in the cloak of starry darkness, my child, and you'll find the center of all things. For from this place of the deepest dark space, life eternal does spring. So enter the night and you'll find the light that will carry you to your dreams. Enter the night, let your spirit take flight, the field of infinite possibilities. So when you find that spark, when you dream in the dark, hold it close to your heart and know all that you see is all that can be when you give birth to the dreams of your soul. So enter the night and you'll find the light that will carry you to your dreams. Enter the night, let your spirit take flight with the field of infinite possibilities. On the longest night we search for the light, and we find it deep within. Open your eyes to embrace what is wise, and see the light of your own soul shining. And enter the night and you'll find the light that will carry you to your dreams. Enter the night, let your spirit take flight in the field of infinite possibilities. Wrap up in the cloak of starry darkness, my child, and you'll find the center of all things. For from this place of the deepest dark space, life eternal does spring. And enter the night and you'll find the light.
Thank you. If you could raise your hands and please repeat after me. God's perfect love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. Thank you. I almost forgot. And now, as we like to do at Lake Harriet, we're going to make a small circle. It's a wee circle today. And April's going to send us off with some wonderful thoughts. We can join hands to a small circle up here. Somebody's going to have to cut across one of the aisles here.
All right, John, grab onto my elbow because I'm going to just read my affirmations here. Yep. Wonderful. All right. So final words today. I have 5 affirmations, reflective affirmations, that I would love it if we all said together. If they resonate with you, say them out loud. If you want to say them in your head, that works too. What we're going to do is I'll say it first, and then we can all repeat it, and then we're going to take a breath in together. We'll do that for all 5 of them. Sound good? All right, let's start with a breath too. Everybody breathe in. And out. I see me for exactly who I am now. Your turn. And breathe. I choose to see the parts of me that I love.
I choose to see the parts of me that I love.
Breathe. I see myself fully and deeply. Go ahead.
Myself fully and deeply.
Breathe in. I am the hero of my own story. Breathe. I celebrate myself. Thank you all so much.
I think I'll have a celebration.
There we go.